Hello, I'm Rob Thomas with Club and Resort Business, and welcome to another episode of Club and Resort Talks. Today's podcast is sponsored by JBD JGA Design and Architecture. Founded in 1983 as Judd Brown Designs, the firm recently celebrated 40 years in business. Known throughout the club industry for master planning, architecture, interior design, and procurement, JBD JGA, part of the Clubworks family of companies, is proud to continue to provide the finest in planning and design services for some of the nation's most notable clubs. Learn more at jbd-jga.com. All right, we got that out of the way. Phil Karen, our senior editor, how you doing today?
I'm doing well, Rob. Doing well. Happy New Year to all our listeners out there and viewers. Hope you had a good New Year. I enjoyed mine. I'd get through. I had a little bit. I'd get through COVID actually myself. I had I would call it a very mild case of it, which unfortunately delayed our holiday plans a bit with my family. But we got through it, and we just had a celebration. And hope everyone's had a good holiday and ready to get busy with stuff here in 2024.
Well, I don't know if people know this about you, Phil Karen, but you are from Ann Arbor, Michigan, I believe, originally. So your celebration just continued with your Wolverines winning the Natty.
Yes, they did. As we're recording this, just a day after the big victory, Michigan over Washington, 34-13. Great victory for Michigan. Yeah, I've been a fan. I've been a diehard Michigan football fan since I was 8 years old, and so seeing the victory last night was exciting, satisfying, kind of a whole culmination of things you hope to see with your team that you love. Everybody, if you're anybody who's a sports fan of a team can relate to that, and it was fantastic. I got to enjoy the game with all three of my sons last night too, so it was great.
I saw a little picture on Facebook of a tiny little Phil Karen getting an autograph from Bo Schembechler.
Yes, the legend, the man, Bo Schembechler. Yes.
Well, hey, let
Michigan's
the
all
secret
memory
out.
was
I'm an Ohio State Buckeyes fan, so I was not happy last night, but I'm happy for you
Thank
today.
you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, it was nice that I have that picture with Bo on my bookshelf over there, and it was nice to share it with everybody and share the memory and share the fact that if Bo were still here today, he'd be in his 90s. He would definitely have appreciated not just the win itself, but the way Michigan won. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, very good. One of our former colleagues responded to your post with an asterisk. So we'll see. There's
That's
a to be
there's that
determined, but
to
right
be
now you can
determined.
celebrate all you want.
Yes, I'm not worried about the asterisk part right now. We'll enjoy the moment, right? Live in the moment for sure.
Very,
So
very good. Hey,
yes.
today's podcast can be a little different because it's the new year. We wanted to take a chance to take a time to look back a little bit at 2023. And in my column in the January issue, I had written about youth being wasted on the young. If all I knew now what I didn't know then, and time flies when you're having fun. All these little idioms, such as stop and smell the roses. Well, that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to stop and smell the roses and look back at the top 10 articles that appeared on clubandresortbusiness.com in 2023. And with that said, looking forward then in 2024 to a whole new batch of news. We don't know, obviously, what's going to happen. God forbid there's another pandemic, which will take over our news cycle. Let's just keep it positive. And with that, let's get to number 10. We're going to count down backwards. I'm like to be like Spider Harrison on the weekly top 40, right? But we're only doing 10.
Yeah.
Let's not go top 40. Top 10. Number 10, Ace Pickleball Club planning 32 new locations. Phil, you are our pickleball savant. You've covered pickleball really since you started here. That's kind of been your beat, unofficially, your
Yes.
beat. What do you know about pickleball in general and the popularity at the clubs reeling down?
Well, I mean, I think it's interesting because as we know, tennis, I guess, is kind of, I think it's fair to say, I don't want to say dropped, leveled off in popularity over the past couple decades. I part of it I would argue is just I think it was a very popular sport with baby boomers in the 70s and 80s and early 90s. And of course, as they've aged, as we know, tennis is a difficult sport, physically demanding sport. Uh, they've aged out a little bit, and it seems like pickleball has become, at first it did kind of become the sport for seniors, if you will, senior citizens. But as I've been learning since I've been with Club and Resort Business now, it started to become more popular with really all age groups. There was a book, and right now, I'm sorry, I don't recall the title of it, but it's actually by a New York Times writer who I believe she's in her, I'm gonna guess 30s. And during the pandemic, we were mentioning about the pandemic, she and her boyfriend, who then became her husband, took up pickleball as something to do while they were looking for something to do, and they got hooked on it. And it sounds like a lot of people have gotten hooked on it because it is an easier version of tennis, if you will. Sounds like it's just as fun, if not more fun. And it's a great opportunity in our world. Then with the clubs, it's a great opportunity for clubs to offer another activity for members and guests, something where, again, not as demanding as tennis. Sounds like the rules are fairly simple to learn. I will confess, I have not tried it yet. I had said last year that was one of my resolutions for 2023. Didn't have a chance to try it last year. I'm hoping to do that with my sons this year. But yeah, I think for clubs, it's great because it's another racket sport, it's another offering, and it's another way to attract more members, perhaps members who aren't as interested in playing golf, or ones who are golfers who are also looking for a second activity. So it has a lot of applications for clubs, and should be exciting to see what the future holds with that.
We've talked in the past about a rising tide lifts all ships, and I think pickleball has done that with tennis to a certain extent. Like you said, tennis was king in the 70s and 80s. Uh,
Hmm.
Back when you and I were growing up, McEnroe and
Hmm.
Connors were leading the American charge. Chris Everett Lloyd obviously was America's sweetheart. Then as we got a little older, the sport got a little older, and Pete Sampras and Andre Agassi came in. They were dominating. More recently, we had then I guess Andy Roddick kind of toward the tail end of that, and then the Williams sisters.
Hmm.
But as they've old aged, the sport has waned, and you and I've gotten older. I still play a little tennis from here, from time to time, but people in my generation are now starting to play doubles. It's
Hmm.
it's it's a physically demanding sport. It's a lot of court to cover. It's not to say that 70, 80, 90-year-old men and women aren't out there playing tennis. It's a different sport, but pickleball, smaller court,
Hmm.
slower action, and certainly a lot more fun for the masses, I think. But thankfully, pickleball has boosted up tennis. It's boosted up padel, platform tennis. A lot of these sports that are benefiting from the popularity of pickleball. So let's just keep on going, pickleball.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. And that's a good point because I think it does, um, kind of secondarily, right? It kind of brings attention to the other racket sports, brings it back to tennis, and then to the newer racket sports you were mentioning as well. Um, Kind of brings attention to all those in a positive light.
All right, let's transition to number 9. No smooth transition right there. Troubled resort faces opposition to proposed marina. That troubled resort was Sunseeker Resort, Charlotte Harbor in Lake Susie, Florida. We had covered so much. If you Google Sunseeker on, or not Google, but if you search Sunseeker on clubandresortbusiness.com, whole list of articles come out. I mean, that thing was troubled from the start. Then the pandemic, supply chain issues. Well, the proposed marina was just another hiccup. A group called Minnesota 88 was questioning whether you need whether the marina was needed, floating docks, a 2.2 acre fixed rubber breakwater, a lot of issues. I know you kind of came in the middle of our coverage. Joe
Yes.
Barks retired. I moved up and you came in. So I don't know how much you know about Sunseeker, but boy, I'm sure you know about the issues. And thankfully, as of this new year, they're open. all
Yeah.
kinds of restaurant options, uh, entertainment. There's golf course there. So there's a ton of positive now, a lot of
Right.
negative, unfortunately, through the past couple of years, but, um, congratulations, Sunseeker, for opening up finally.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And I think in a bigger picture thing, it's sort of an example of where we're seeing, now and then clubs are going to be facing issues where um, an environmental group, that's interested in that has more of an activist approach might have some, concerns about what's happening with a particular project. We've seen it in the past. I'm sure going forward we'll see more of that um, as we go down the road because it's. I think it's fair to say if people and people certainly in the club industry as well are becoming much more conscious of environmental issues.
Yeah, superintendents are stewards of the land.
Hmm.
What they're doing to the land is nothing short of amazing. And they're doing everything they can do to take care of Earth. Mother Earth is the only one we've got, right? And do it in a positive way. Pesticide use, herbicide, everything is down. They're
Yep.
going to all natural resources. Golf courses are manicured less. They're going more natural in areas, bringing in wildlife, or I'm sorry, the natural plants that are native to the area. And that's helping wildlife come back to areas that maybe it had left. So God bless the superintendent, and
Hmm.
let's keep the positive news coming in 2024. Hey, number 8, Phil, California club completes plan to exit bankruptcy. This one got a lot of traction,
Hmm.
and this was fairly new article. It was Stockton Golf and Country Club coming out of Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and that was, I believe, in August. Um, we've seen a lot of that's a feel good story because clubs for years we're going into bankruptcy. We're closing. We're being replaced by Amazon warehouses, plazas, housing developments. So to report on a club that is that's benefited from the influx of golfers, amen.
Oh, absolutely. And yeah, you're correct that it looks like it did. I looked at that one a little bit before we came on here, and I did see right they had a reorganization plan that went into effect in mid-August of last year that included about $1 million of capital reinvestment through membership funding. So yeah, definitely great news for them to see that move forward. We've unfortunately covered a fair number of situations where country club, I would say, well, probably more golf courses and golf clubs closing down or having financial issues. So in this case, great to see, especially with a country club of that age too, 109 years old, obviously important to their community. So great to see them moving forward in a positive way.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Hey, number 7, Phil. Thermal Beach Club breaks ground on residential community this summer. That was obviously in the summer. Thermal Beach Club is in Greater Palm Springs, California. And if you're familiar with Palm Springs, not a lot of beaches in Palm Springs, right? That's the desert.
Mhm.
But they have a 20-acre lake with inland surfing and all kinds of stuff. And the 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 housing was just another step in really doing something. It's like Vegas, right? It's Vegas is just this amazing oasis in the desert. And I think the Thermal Beach Club is without all the glitz and glamour of Vegas, is kind of going along that way, and exciting to see. And I've not gotten out there, but I would love to.
Yeah, absolutely. And I see they're going to offer, yeah, leisure water recreational activities and to the people that'll be in the luxury homes there. And yeah, should be it's a great way to try to use the land and attract people there and we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, some people will argue that people aren't meant to live in the desert. It's the desert, and God's plan was not to have people having to irrigate that and everything. But I think I'd read a long time ago when that article first came out, the loss of water through natural evaporation was minimal. So they were trying to do everything they could to be, again, environmental stewards and just really offer their members and their residents something special, something unique. So curious to see how it goes and how that development evolves over the time. This is obviously not something that's going to be an overnight project. This is years in the making. So we shall see.
We shall see. I was just noting too. Looks like, well, at the time we had posted a story, they were expecting groundbreaking, or I'm sorry, an opening at the end of this year, actually. Although we should probably update that to see if that's still the case.
Yeah, we'll see. Clubandresortbusiness.com. Follow it and we'll let you know. And sign up for our newsletter, right? We got more people coming through. 5 days a week, we're sending that thing out. So if you want the latest news, go to clubandresortbusiness.com. Scroll down a little bit on the right side, sign up for our daily newsletter, and we will ship it out to you. It goes out 3 p.m. Daily, 3 p.m. Eastern daily. So do it, right? Number 6, Wisconsin's oldest public golf course sold. Rusty Grimm and Eric Buckholes purchased Tuscumbia Country Club in Green Lake, Wisconsin. We're seeing a lot of this. They're selling them to other people to be run as golf courses. Positive news. They're not selling them to Amazon to flatten and put a giant warehouse. This is just another one of those stories. Coming out of COVID, golf is on the rise. Hope it continues to go up, 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 up. And people that have been in the golf industry for years are cashing out. People who love the sport are coming in and energizing the industry. So good luck, Messrs. Grimm and Buckholes.
Absolutely. I was thinking too. Yeah, it's nice to see. I think we have noticed a little bit of that trend. We're seeing somewhat of a new generation of golf course owners starting to move forward and take the reins, and we'll see what they can do with this. It's exciting to see, because I've actually, where I live, we have had a couple of examples where golf courses closed down and other things have been built there, and it's no longer a golf course, and obviously never will be again either. So great to see that out there in Wisconsin.
Yeah. Hey, number 5, on the heels of that, when we're talking about another golf course, North Carolina club sold for roughly $20 million. Woo! That's a pretty penny. That was Pine Wild Country Club in the Pinehurst area. Again, we're talking about them selling it and gated residential community. Maybe some fresh blood coming in there. Pinehurst area it's the home of American golf, right? So let's see what happens there in Pinehurst.
Yeah, absolutely. Good to see. We've seen it really in multiple parts of the country as well, about the different either companies or individuals purchasing golf courses.
Yeah, well, there's another one. So we're coming down. We're counting down. We're at number 4 now, Phil.
Getting close to number 1. Getting close.
Yeah, no kidding. That the drum roll is going to have to be on you today.
Oh boy.
Number 4 is Massachusetts club heads to foreclosure auction. So not all sunshine and rainbows in 2023. We did have a couple hiccups, and LeBaron Hills Country Club in Lakeville, Massachusetts, unfortunately, was the hiccup. So it was auctioned. I was going to be auctioned in December. I haven't seen an update yet. So maybe after we get off of here, I'm going to Google to learn a little bit more about what's happening at LeBaron Hills. Anything you can add to that, Phil?
No, not really on that one. Obviously it's unfortunate to see. I'm sure I want to believe, of course, efforts were made to try to keep it going for as long as they could. But be interesting to see what happens with that facility.
Yeah, from what I understand, in the auction were a 39,000 square foot clubhouse, restaurant and bar, banquet space, locker rooms, gym, and a pro shop. So it's I think a swimming pool, practice range, green. It's a club. It's not some rinky dink hole in the wall. It's a full service club. So hopefully, whoever steps in there can again breathe some new life into it. Let's go to number 3. Let's look for some better news. Arizona club sells for $3.2 million, not the $20 million we saw in North Carolina, but 3.2. Free Drop LLC, owned by Charles and Lisa Gibson, purchased Awatucky, Awa- Awatucky, I think Awatucky Golf Club. I imagine that's Native American, in Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah,
Good luck to the Gibsons.
absolutely. Well, hopefully they'll be able to keep things going there. And yeah, of course, this time of year, I guess Arizona, that we're in the heart of golf season out west there, so be a big
Yeah.
time for them right now. So,
Yeah, the Gibsons also own a golf course in Avondale, Arizona,
hmm,
Coldwater Golf Course. So
okay,
they're not strangers to the industry. They know the risks, they know what they're getting into, and hopefully they can take Awatucky Golf Club to the next level and breathe some new life into it, energize the industry, and keep it going.
absolutely.
All right, we're down to two. Phil, are you excited? Are you excited
I
yet
think
for number one or what? I mean, the anticipation's building.
it is. It is building for sure.
All right. Now, this is, I believe, this was also a relatively recent article, which meant, I mean, boy, I tell you, it didn't take much to get this one going. And this may have been a Phil Karen coverage. Site in Nebraska will be transformed into a new country club. And that's, I believe that's Skyline Woods Country Club in Elkhorn, Nebraska. Uh, Congratulations to, I think, Dennis Circo is the new
Mhm.
owner there in Elkhorn, Nebraska.
Right. He's I guess looking to convert the Skyline Woods Country Club into a full service private and exclusive club, and hoping to start construction late in 2024 here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, let's hope it doesn't take until early 25. I know that was an option.
right.
City's approval process. You used to be a newspaper
Mhm.
guy. I was a newspaper guy. We
Yes.
covered city, and we know that the approval
Oh,
process can really drag.
it can. That's drag might even be an understatement word on that one, Rob. That's for sure. Yeah, they can. You start getting, yeah, you can start getting a city council or and mayor and involved, and then if the public gets wind of it, unfortunately sometimes you get groups of people who don't want something in a place for a variety of reasons. You know, the old the NIMBY acronym of "not in my backyard." You start having things like that happen, and even if you don't have that happen, yes, there's a lot of steps usually in getting a project like that approved through a city or village.
Yeah,
So,
planning commissions. Boy, I
yes.
covered enough planning commission
Oh,
meetings
yes.
to last a
Gosh,
lifetime.
yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of red tape to get through a lot of times with that, which on a certain level is good because obviously it's a big project. You don't want to just jump into it in a couple days and have a whole bunch of problems. But it's a tricky balancing act because yeah, it can definitely stretch on longer than necessary as well.
Yeah, I
So
know these cities want progress,
sure.
but sometimes progress comes with pain, and you need to go through one to get to the other. Uh, Good luck to the folks in Nebraska.
Yep.
Phil, I
Yep.
need a drum roll.
Oh, can I get it? Not a
That
very
was
good drum
soft.
roll.
I don't know. We'll go with it. We'll go with it.
Yeah.
Number one story in 2023 was my column from the May issue, The Dangerous Game of Golf. I think what helped on the
Mhm.
website was the fact that we put dangerous game in the headline. And there's
Yep.
all kinds of reasons for, people uh do different headlines for websites as opposed to the articles on the in the print issue. But somehow that came out as the number one story, and we are running out. I guess we're still at 10 minutes. I just got a notification here. I'm like, oh, we're running out of time. We got plenty of time. Let's not hurry up too much. But so the dangerous game of golf. Uh,
Mhm.
in the column, I remember writing about seeing a sign. I think it was, where was I at? I was out in California, Newport Beach, Huntington Beach, maybe. I was out in California. I played a golf course, and it says, "Beware of rattlesnakes." You start, in the desert, obviously too. Uh, Anytime I see a rattlesnake sign, I think, okay, it's dangerous. Sports
Yes.
here, something that could end my life is waiting in the weeds.
Mhm.
But these went so much further. There were like a number of examples of dangerous golf courses in a demilitarized zone. Actually, one out in the jungle of Africa. There was one that you could literally be eaten by a lion. So golf,
Wow.
golf balls can fly by your head,
Yep.
it can hurt
Yeah.
your back.
Yep.
There's some dangers to the
There is.
everyday golf course, even here in Northeast Ohio,
Yeah.
but it can certainly get a lot worse.
It can indeed. Actually, Robbie, maybe before we came on, I was thinking about this. I'll put you on the spot. Have you ever been hit by a golf ball on the course?
I have not, but in high school, I was walking down the fairway with, I believe his name was Dean Corbacero, played for a rival school. And we heard four, we were walking side by side, and I heard the golf ball go between us. I could actually physically hear it fly
Right.
by my ear. So it could have been more than, a foot, I guess. I mean, he and I were shoulder to shoulder almost. So that's the closest, thank God, knock on wood. I got wood right here in front of me on the table. I've not been hit. How about you?
I have not either. I've certainly come close a number of times, but it's funny. I actually also had a story on that. My When my sister got married, I organized a golf outing for my soon-to-be brother-in-law and his friends in the wedding party, and a group of us guys, and my dad also was there. We went out and played golf the morning of the wedding, just a quick 9 holes at a course that had par three and par four holes. And in the group in front of us, a guy, one of the members of the wedding party, one of the groomsmen to be, he'd actually got hit in the head with a golf ball. Yeah, and to share with our listeners, my dad's a doctor, so my dad was playing in the group with me. Would walk back. He came back. He had some blood and everything. He'd been hit in the head. Yeah, and dad took him right away. I took dad's golf clubs. Dad took the groomsman to the ER. Got some stitches there. Got a great story though. Coming up. Came to find out, which at the time when it happened, we thought it was just some other player had done that. Came to find out the group in that group in front of us, the guys in the group, the four of them were horsing around and hitting balls at each other, and one of them was a little too on target there, right?
Whew.
So yes, we had. So I have an experience with somebody getting hit by a golf ball that, of course, stands out because it was the morning of my sister's wedding.
Did he make it to the wedding?
He did make it to the wedding, got to stand up there. I remember it was an outdoor wedding, and it was uh, early July, super hot, super humid outdoor wedding. So he made it to the wedding. Good news on that. We have a good story that goes with that, of course. And my everybody is living happily ever after. Sound like a fairy tale here, but
Oh,
we're in good
terrific.
shape.
That, thank God the guy didn't get hurt worse than he did.
No, yeah, he was fine with everything else. Yeah, but
I have heard stories about people in a fit of rage take their golf club and smack it on a tree. The club turned around and went into their chest and killed them instantly. It pierced their heart. So I mean,
mhm,
there's a lot of reasons not to get angry on a golf course. Possibility of death. That's a good one.
yeah,
Uh, getting hit in the head with a golf ball is generally an accident. In the
yes,
case of your sister's wedding, maybe it wasn't. I mean, I'm sure he didn't
it
mean
was an
to
act. Yeah,
brain the guy.
right, right. Of course, these guys were horsing around, and it was kind of funny because I think you know I think everyone allowed my dad to believe that it would just been some other golfer with an errant shot, and I don't think my dad found out till much later that it was these guys horsing around because I think they hid that from him because dad probably would have lectured everybody about that one, right?
Seems like something that would happen more at a bachelor party when there's a few beverages involved. I can't
Correct.
imagine them drinking too heavily before the wedding.
No, no, because this was just the morning of the wedding. It was a quick 9 holes before we were gonna do everything, and again, it was super hot that day, so we are just doing the 9 holes, get out of there, and move on. But
Yeah.
it was what can I say? Yeah, you're right. It does feel like it'd be more in that bachelor party realm, but it wasn't.
Hey, Phil, we have, I hate to put you on the spot here. We got like 4 minutes, and I
Okay,
know you wanted to mention something about model clubs. Can we get to model clubs, and can you do it within 4 minutes?
absolutely, I can. So yes, we are kicking off this year a model clubs program with Club and Resort Business. I just had a column on the website last week about it at clubandresortbusiness.com. Uh, this year we're getting this launched where we're going to give special recognition to clubs that we believe will serve as sort of an inspiration to their cohorts. So coming up here in the February issue, we are going to announce 3 club honorees in 5 categories: pro shops, patios, rackets, membership and marketing. That's one category, and clubhouses. Then we're going to share their stories, these club stories, throughout 2024 here. Very excited about it. Looking forward to it. We've already been looking over some of this to decide who's going to be honored. Uh, if you are a club that feels you deserve to be honored in one of those categories that I mentioned, feel free to email me at pkaren@wtwhmedia.com. That's PKEREN at WTWHmedia.com. Looking forward to it.
All right, we'll make sure you put your email address down there at the bottom so people can physically see. It's not Karen as like, the angry lady at the grocery store, Karen. It's Karen. So
Right.
Karen,
Exactly.
Karen, whatever you want to go. But I'm excited about model clubs. This is not a ranking 1 through 30. This is going to change year after year after year. What clubs are doing it, what they're doing, and what they're doing is going to what help the industry. You can take little bits and pieces from what these model clubs are doing and implement them at your club. And it's really exciting. It's an exciting initiative. And we're going to cover, like you say, throughout the year, webinars, podcasts. We're going to have people here. We're going to, obviously in the print issue and online. So exciting times at Club and Resort Business.
Absolutely. I should also mention too, we'll be profiling some professionals at the clubs that we're recognizing here as well. So looking forward to doing that in the magazine.
Yeah,
Should be
I want to take
good.
another opportunity too to pitch something we've been talking about, and not necessarily a top 40 under 40, but we want to know who are the up and coming managers, general managers, assistant general managers, club pros, chefs. We'll share that with Joanna and Isabel at Club and Resort Chef. Who are the young people who are going to take our industry to the next level? A lot of our GMs are aging out right now. A lot of our club pros are going to become emeritus in good time, due time. Who's going to be the next generation? Let us know. You can email Phil. We got his email address, or me, rthomas at wtwhmedia.com. We're looking forward to covering the industry, soup to nuts, front to back, top to bottom. So let's do it. Let's do it in 2024. Phil, let's have a great year. And we're going to see everybody at the Golf Course Superintendents Association conference in Phoenix. And then again at the CMAA World Conference in Business Expo in Las Vegas in March. So
Yes.
looking forward to seeing everybody. Please stop us if you see us, and let's have a chat. Let's have a cup of coffee or maybe a beer afterwards.
Sounds good to me.
All right, Phil, have a great day.
You
Take care.
too.
Stay well.